Welcome everybody, Radio 23 here. Today we're going to be looking at Conifold. We're going to be adding it to the playbook. We've got Long Van, aka Mac Attack. See what Mac's going to show us today. So first of all, we're going to look at the map. And the spot that we're aiming for is going to be in this boom cannon crack. And this is a fairly standard hit for us. We have shown if you want to see the alternative route, there's one on the left side. But this time we're going to be doing it from the right. So first things first, we want to be clearing these mines right in this position. You only need to use one artillery and you can clear the 5 mines there, I believe. They'll vary from shock mines to regular mines to boom mines, but usually just one art them just to get them down. So I like this, a nice high flag landing with the one smoke just to let all the Zookas start to gather, and we're using that power cell just to the left to anchor. And then you want to throw your second smoke before you throw your flare, because you've got to be moving around about your screen, and the smoke is going to be slightly biased off to the right. You need to remember that every time we throw this flare, it's going to be exactly the same path. So once you get used to where your Zookas are going to be going, that's where you want to smoke, obviously. So here we go, the long flare is right here. And it's going to land right on that wall, so that's the perfect space, anywhere along that wall, as long as it's right up against the wall. And we'll see that they squeeze off to the right, so even though they were still a little bit spread whilst they were trying to get to that power cell, they have now formed one single line and they're walking in between all those machine guns. A couple of Zookas at the back of the line died there. Obviously, because you're throwing your smoke, then you're scrolling all the way up to the top of the screen, dropping the flare, scrolling all the way back, and then dropping your next smoke. If you throw that smoke, that second smoke, and then throw your flare too late, that's what will happen. So you need to go smoke, and then as quickly as you can hit that flare, but you need to hit it accurately. And because it's right on the borderline, you may occasionally get out of bounds, and then that's obviously going to cost you a little bit of time to retap, and then you want to be getting down there for that extra smoke. So sometimes it might be worth, you might even be able to overlap your smoke and you won't have to worry about your Zookas sort of peeking out the back. But there we go, we're going to be moving on up, and then I like to know where I'm going to have to reflare. He's got his smokes perfect distance. You can be a little bit more you can smoke a little bit closer together, and you're obviously a little bit safer until you're a bit more familiar with the path. And then it's around about where these mortars are, which is where you're going to be wanting to reflare. You can see that our flare timer has nearly run out. It's going to take a little while for our flare to drop. Whenever you're going to be doing this long reflare, it's going to take a while for it to throw, but you're going to have to go up. You're going to be moving around your screen, so you want to throw your next smoke and then immediately be looking to throw your flare, come back, and you'll be ready for the next smoke. So boom, the flare's up, and now we can throw our next smoke. We're starting to get a bit further away from the core now, so you definitely want to be throwing your smokes a little bit earlier. You should be able to get into the rhythm of the thing. Obviously at the beginning your smokes are going to be landing quite quickly, and then as you get further and further away, you should notice that it's going to take longer. So if you are throwing your smokes a bit too late, start throwing them quicker. There we go, we're going to double smoke the end, and just watch where they're going to be spreading when we reflare. So we flared up to the top twice, and then we've reflared before they peek out of this top smoke. They're going to he did peak down to the bottom, so you might want to wait until we're a little bit further up, but not too far, because we do have a little bit more distance to for that flare to travel. And here we go, so they're all spreading into position. Because there's nothing tagged at the moment, they're going to be targeting all of the boom cannons equally. So once we flare onto the core, that's when they're going to start to spread throughout the defenses, all focusing in that area. So that double smoke has covered them all the way from this left side just above the cannon to the right side by the boom cannons. And then we're going to shock. Usually this rear flamethrower is a rocket launcher from what I've seen, but it could be anything. And it's usually around about 2 to 4 shocks up in this position. I have seen a couple of ugly 5 shocks as well. So here we go, shocks are going to go out nice and early. Not going to worry too much about the flamethrower because it's only going to pick off a few girls, and that's the plan. So that's the standard path and finishing spot for Conifold. You want to make sure that you hit that nice line. They're going to walk beautifully, exactly the same every time, and then you want to jump into that crack, assuming they're boom cannons, and then you can hit the core from there. Hope this helps you out with the Conifold route. If the landing is hot, obviously you might have to throw a flare landing in there, but I love the smoky flag landing. It works really well. And that'll do for this video. Give us a comment down below if you have any different techniques for Conifold or any other ideas for another Conifold video. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more Boom Beach.